pandemic vlog.
Where everything is wrong.
Hashtag
social distancing. We'll start with our calendar check-in. Today is Thursday, March 26th, 2020. It's our 11th day in isolation, and our total number of active cases today is 82,048, up from 64,468 yesterday. It's terrifying.
Wild.
Super wild. Okay, so we went over that. What's next?
Also, there are about just over 1,000 deaths, I think, nationally.
1,046. I have it written right here. And the highest number of deaths in a single reported day here in the United States was 223.
A little tidbit of information that really blew my mind. So earlier we were cooking
Almond encrusted pork chops.
Yeah, in those meal kit delivery service situations. And Bianca was like, what if your job was to know like everything about vegetables? Like you knew just every extensive knowledge about vegetables. And I was like, true, like what would that be called? And we both were like, that would be a botanist, but what is a vegetable botanist called? Like, what on earth? So then we looked it up, and Google gave me a surprisingly comprehensive answer, which was that botanists don't think of vegetables as vegetables. Everything is a plant. There's no such thing as a vegetable. From a botanist perspective, that is just not a classification. It's only for us because we decide to eat those vegetables. Vegetables are not real.
In other news, schools are now closed until May 4th in Massachusetts. So the lockdown that we don't call a lockdown has been extended.
The stay-at-home order, quote unquote.
In addition, the Florida spring breaker Brady Sluter, I think that's how you say his last name, apologized for his televised comment, which was, and I quote, "If I get corona, I get corona. I'm not gonna let it stop me from partying."
And he is
unquote.
not the only one who said that.
Of course not.
Like, he's just the one that really made it viral.
Yeah, that video went viral, and it's going to be like a symbol of this pandemic in 20 years, and he's never gonna live that down.
Never. Like, yeah, his life is ruined.
Basically.
Sorry.
But he did take to Instagram and issue an apology. He wrote that he wanted to own up to the mistakes I've made and apologize to the people I've offended. He also wrote, "Our generation may feel invincible like I did when I commented, but we have a responsibility to listen and follow the recommendations in our communities." I mean, it's a pretty articulate Instagram post. I just don't know if it'll be enough.
Oh, there's also an unfortunate coronavirus challenge going around. And I guess you go out in public and lick public things.
Public objects. And
I don't know if that was supposed to prove that corona, like, what?
It was to publicly defy governmental coronavirus guidelines, according to my reading.
But like, do you think it's because they don't think coronavirus is a threat? Like, why would you go knowingly that like you're the one who's gonna like?
I think it's because they're stupid.
I mean, yeah.
Like, why would you lick things in public? Even if coronavirus didn't exist, why it doesn't make sense.
It's incomprehensible. But anywho, it gets worse because a young sir decided
a 21-year-old named Lars.
Oh, well, that was his first mistake. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so Lars decided he was gonna start licking toilet seats of all things. Public toilet seats. Like, I truly don't understand I just don't I don't understand.
But
yeah, I mean, that'll do it.
But the point is, then he ended up being hospitalized with coronavirus.
Right. Yeah, he successfully contracted coronavirus,
Yes.
which you deserve, sir. Like, and so now he's in the hospital, which some people are very outraged by because they are like, why should he get services
when he
dumbass. Like literally asked for, you know? Anyway, that's, I guess, a sticky moral situation we're not gonna get into. It's just too convoluted.
Okay, that makes sense. That's probably a good call. In addition, the number of Americans filing for unemployment increased to 3.28 million last week, and that breaks the previous record of 695,000 in 1982. I mean, those numbers are light years apart.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually unbelievable.
Yeah. So we talked before about how nurses and doctors in New York are just inundated right now. Like, they're saying it's like apocalyptic level. And they're running at, like, contributing to that is like they're running out of protective gowns and like just all sort of personal protective equipment in a general sense. And so we saw, and we'll insert the picture,
a really disturbing picture
of just like the doctors and nurses had like the only thing they had left was Glad trash bags, and they like cut out armholes and like a neck hole and was like wearing that instead of a protective gown.
Yeah.
To treat coronavirus patients.
Right.
Like, sorry, what? All right. Let's see. So, piggybacking off that, this is a headline from the New York Times that came in like as, you know, I got a notification. And it said, this is from an ER in Brooklyn. So it says, we're in disaster mode. An ER in Brooklyn has had more than 800 potential virus cases in 3 weeks. That's
3 weeks.
265 cases approximately per week that these medical professionals are dealing with.
That's an insane volume.
Also, the United States now is leading the number of confirmed coronavirus cases. Previously China held that record, and the US has shattered it. So good for us. And then here's an appalling headline from Mr. Trump. So this is the headline. It's from the Rolling Stone.
This made me so mad.
It's from the Rolling Stone. Trump suggests states need to bribe him with praise to get federal assistance for COVID-19. So, here's a little, what is this called? A byline?
Yeah.
So here's the little byline. So it says, but, you know, it's a two-way street, the president said of states desperate for equipment. They have to treat us well also. Like, sorry, what?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like,
so it says, in other words, if governors want the federal government to help them combat the coronavirus, they're going to need to be nice to the president first. So here's what Cuomo said in response to Trump. He said, you want a pat on the back for sending 400 ventilators, Cuomo said of the shortage. What are we going to do with 400 ventilators when we need 30,000 ventilators? You're missing the magnitude of the problem, and the problem is defined by the magnitude.
Wow. Those are some words.
Yeah. Also, going back to that whole part about doctors not having enough personal protective equipment, this is what occurs. So, this says, an employee at a New York City hospital where nurses are forced to wear garbage bags as gowns has died of the coronavirus. And I don't know how to pronounce his first name, but it's spelled Kious, so Kios. Kios Kelly, 48, died at Mount Sinai West Hospital in Manhattan on Tuesday night a week after he was admitted upon testing positive for the coronavirus, according to the New York Post. Okay, and the last announcement is a really awesome announcement. So, in, I think it was this month, or maybe, I don't know. It was sometime in 2020 so far. So it's either been this month or like February. I'm pretty sure. But anyways, Bad Bunny released an album in 2020 that's literally called
A Bunch of Letters.
A Bunch of Letters. Not a bunch of letters, like just several letters in a row that make no sense.
It doesn't make a
Doesn't
word.
spell word.
Maybe it's an acronym?
It's probably an acronym, or there's some, I mean,
There's
there's
gotta be
definitely
some
some significance to
yeah.
it. We just don't know it. But that song is fire. I mean, that album is fire. Like, it's so good.
It's really good.
Like, we were listening to it, and there are some songs I was saying that I do like more than others. Like, I'll give it a good old skip, you know? But I could listen to the whole, like, it's very rare that there's a whole album where I could just listen to every song right, like, one after the other and, like, be okay with it.
And this accomplishes that.
Yeah. Like, each one is a banger. Like,
Yeah, it's a really good album.
Yeah, it's really good.
So we'll put the name of the album on the screen since
Because
we can't say
there's no
it.
possible way for me to remember the letters.
Yeah. And then you should check it out if that's your jam. If that's your vibe.
And if it's not your vibe, it will be.
Oh man.
Anyway, also so Bianca's been going on morning walks.
Oh yeah.
And like early morning, like 7:30.
Me and Biku.
Yeah. So then last night she was like, "Do you want to come on a walk with us?" And I was like, "Yes." And so I went with them this morning, me and Lila. I think we talked about this yesterday because Lucy wasn't allowed.
Yeah, we did.
And it was cool. I think I'm gonna go with her more often.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was really fun, and then it kind of like gets you like going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it gets you out of bed, it wakes you up a little bit, you get some fresh air.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And no one's out at that time around here,
Right.
really, so like you don't have to really worry about like
encountering coronavirus,
like
infected
social
people.
distancing, you know, around people. Although we did cross the street today because people were coming like towards us on the sidewalk, and they're like, we don't have 6
feet of distance.
Yeah,
here,
and so we like did cross the street, but
Yeah.
that was it.
That was fine.
Yeah, there was like, oh. So, anyways, we'll insert the footage after this because we did vlog it, but
we did vlog. Oh, you're gonna say
but
the sad part?
there was this really sad part when we were walking back down the street to the house, and then Lila and Biku like stopped to, you know, smell the flowers or whatever. And then these 2 little dogs came out of the house across the street, and one was like wearing a tiny sweater, and they were like barking at each other across the street. It was really cute. And Bianca was like filming it, but she like
then I wasn't.
apparently never pressed the film button.
Right. So
Bianca was just like
basically the most exciting part of the whole morning, I didn't get on camera.
Yeah, and they were really cute dogs. They were super small.
Yeah, I was a bit devastated. But we'll show you the footage that we do have.
She didn't film that encounter, but she did somehow manage to film the inside of her pocket
for
while
like
she was walking.
3 minutes. I don't know. Making vlogs is hard. Like, I didn't really appreciate how difficult it can be.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll insert that footage here.
It's 7 o'clock. Biku is already ready for his walk, as you can see.
Lila, are you ready for a walk? Yeah? I'm so excited for you. We are all ready to go outside. Biku is in his striped turtleneck, and Lila is wearing her patterned sweater. And they both look miserable because they hate wearing their sweaters and harnesses.
Okay, so we are out and walking right now. We are in the park. Lila and Biku are taking as many opportunities as possible to smell everything around. And yeah, it's going well so far. It's 39 degrees, so it's a little chilly. As you can see, there is actually kind of a lot of traffic out, despite it being day 11 of quarantine. So, yeah, it's probably not going to be very effective. It was impossible trying to get the poop bag open with gloves. All right. And now we are back home. I'm coming.
What is happening? What is
I
happening?
don't know.
Is there like a cool place we could walk to around here? Not really. Hello, welcome back to the present. Nighttime us. So tomorrow we're planning on doing one of the levels of the Sherlock Holmes of the Sherlock Holmes game. And what level should we do?
Probably the second one.
Okay, we'll do the second level for an intermediate experience, and we'll report back. Like we're not Sherlock Holmes novices, so we're feeling confident. All right.
We'll see you tomorrow.
# social distancing.